Okay, shoulder rotation. So elbows at 90 degrees, and you're going to open and close.
Okay.
And then you're going to sort of hug your shoulders, and then you're doing a twist. And 5 squats, so bending down. Going to bend down like you're sitting on a chair, and then stand back up. 2 more. 1, and then you're doing hip circles. So try to stay balanced and go hip circles. Other leg. And this is sort of warm-up stuff that you can do like before climbing as well, or any other training. Just warms up all the joints in the body. Okay, back to the other leg, and what you're going to do is just knee circles. So you keep your kneecap where it is, and you're trying to rotate around, keeping the hips still for this one. And other direction. Nice, other leg. And other direction. Okay, other foot, so we're just doing ankle circles now. So you're keeping your knee and hip still and just rotating from the ankle. And change direction. And other leg. Change direction. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go for 10 squat jumps. So you're bending your legs and then jumping as high as you can. Do 10 of those in a row. Spring up as much as you can. Use your arms to spring up as well. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stay down. Okay, keeping in this seated position, you're going to see if you can tap one leg out and then back in, and then other side. So staying seated, you're tapping one leg out and back in. Good, keep that deep squat. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and stand up. Okay, into your lunge, so one foot in front of the other. We'll do 10 of these. So you're going down so your front leg is at 90 degrees, and then back up. 10 of these. Four more. 2 more. Nice, okay, change over. So front knee goes to 90 and then push back up. Try to keep your back straight. Two more. Nice, and just give those legs a wee shake out. So with the next one, we're doing lunge jumps. So we're lunging from one leg straight to the other. And see if you can do 10 of those. They might be a bit wobbly. Give them a go. Two more. Nice. Shake out those legs. Okay, we're going to go into a pistol squat. We'll do the easy option first for everyone. If you're on the harder option, I'll show you that in a moment. So you're going to choose a leg to start off with, and then you're going to bend the other leg. So it's just sort of bent like that. And then you're going to imagine you're sitting on a chair and then come back up. So you're just doing a small, kind of like a half squat, and the other leg's just relaxed. Try 5 on that leg. And 5 on the other leg. So go down as low as you're comfortable. If you can go a bit deeper, that's a bonus. Okay, harder option for those that want to try it. You're going to extend this leg while doing the squat. Try 5. If that's too tricky, go for another rep or another set of those ones there. Nice. Changing over in between. So you've got the option to straighten that leg, or you can choose to bend that leg for 5. Awesome work. We're going to do 1 more set on each side, so 5 more on each side. You choose what level. Nice. Final leg. Final set. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to take it down to the mat next, and we're going to continue doing some lower body strengthening and then move more into the core and the upper body. The first one we're going to start off with is a hamstring bridge, and this one's really important for any heel hook movements that you want to do on the wall and stability as well. I'll just pop that there and hope that works. Okay, so what you're going to do is lie all the way on your back. Lying on your back, and you're going to place your feet just flat on the mat and your knees are bent, okay? Nice and simple to start off with. We're going to push our hips up to the ceiling, and you're going to hold at the top for 5 seconds. Hips up as much as you can, so you're trying to feel it in the hamstrings and your glutes as well. 3, 2, 1, lower back down, and go for 1 more. So hips up and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. Okay, this time we're going heels only, so this is a little bit more heel hook specifically, stabbing the heels down into the mat. Okay, so your toes are flicking up, and then same thing, we're lifting up and holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower back down, and again. Stabbing those heels down into the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Okay, harder option now. We're going to lift our hands up so there's less stability. And same thing, just heels only. You're going to push down, and we're going to hold for 10 seconds this time. Keep those hips high and pushing through both legs as even as you can. 4, 3, 2, 1, lower back down. And 1 more for 10 seconds, lifting up, hips up, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower back down, hands back down. Okay, single legs now, okay? So this time we're going just 1 leg, so choose a leg, doesn't matter which. Stab the heel down and the other leg is going to be elevated. Okay, and then we're going to push up, hips up, and we're holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down, and the same leg will go again, okay? So push up again, hold up. You should be feeling on the underside of your thighs, so in the hamstrings. 3, 2, 1, lower back down, and 1 more. So pushing up, hips up to the ceiling. Nice. 3, 2, 1, lower down, change legs. Okay, changing legs, lifting up. Hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down, and straight into another. Hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Let's go 1 more. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Okay, change those legs over, and this time you're not allowed your hands on the mat. Okay, so hands are up. and just single leg, okay? So lifting back up, push through the heel, hold at the top. You might wobble a little bit, try to hold that stability. 3, 2, 1, lower down. 2 more of the same, push back up. 3, 2, 1, and 1 more. 3, 2, 1, and change over. Nice work. Change those legs over. Hands still reaching towards the ceiling, and lift. 3, 2, 1, lower and lift. 3, 2, 1, lower. Let's go 1 more here. 3, 2, 1, lower and relax. Nice work. Okay, from here we're going to work into a little bit of our core. Okay, so what we're going to start off with is having our knees and our hands and what's called your dead bug. Okay, so what we're going to do is lower our right arm and your left leg down towards the mat or towards the ground, and you're going to hold there, just hovering off the mat. Okay, with your lower back, see if you can keep pressing the lower back down into the mat so there's no gap happening. Okay, holding there. 3, 2, 1, and changing over. Hovering and holding. 3, 2, 1, and changing over. Nice, good. 3, 2, 1, change and lower. 3, 2, 1. Let's do 2 more, 1 more on each side. 3, 2, 1. And last one. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is just scoop your knees into the chest and just take a little rock and roll. So just going from side to side. This is quite a good one for your lower back, just to stretch out and massage. And then we'll go back in to that position. So this time we're going to bring knees up, just like before, but this time with our arms, we're going to do pulses. So we're going to lift our shoulder blades and our head off. So you're glancing at your knees, and then we're doing quick arm pulses. So shoulder blades and head off, quick pulses. Nice work. 10 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. And then we'll do 2 more rounds of the same, okay? Okay, let's go another round. So knees up first, hands out, reaching out, and then you're lifting shoulder blades and head, and then pulsing with the arms. Squeezing your core in, belly button tucked in. Nice. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. We'll go for 1 more. Okay, let's do it. Both feet up, arms reaching out, lifting up, and go. Four, 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice work. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is called boat holds. With boat holds, what we're going to do is have knees like before, but this time our arms reaching out by our ears, and then you're going to lift your head and shoulders off and hold. See if you can over 10 seconds of that position. Same as before, keeping the lower back down into the mat. You don't want it lifting off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, second one, if you want a harder option, okay, you're going to straighten both of those legs. Okay, ready, and go. So straighten those legs and shoulder blades and head off. Nice, see if you can hold that. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice. And we'll do 1 more, your choice of the bent legs or the straight, depending on how that one felt, okay? Okay, ready? And let's go, your choice. Bent legs or straight. Either way, you're lifting your head and shoulder blades off the mat. Nice. Awesome. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. Nice work. Okay, let's come up a little bit. So what we're going to do is called roll-ups next. Okay, I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. Okay, so with the roll-ups, we're going to have feet out in front of us, and your heels will end up like dragging along the mat, and that's fine. Okay, hands up, and then you're going to lower your spine down as slow as you can back down to the mat. So let those heels drag down, and you're going to lower down as slow as you can. Awesome. Once you rest the head down, you're going to take a breath in, breathe out as you push back up. And we're going to reset, okay? So arms back up and go down again as slow as you can. So you're peeling every part of the spine down into the mat. Get that control every part. Nice. Rest the head. Breathing in, breathing out, lift back up. Nice. So we've got 3 to go. We're doing 5 in total, okay? Arms back up and lower back down. Slowly press the spine down using the core. Nice, good, as slow as you can. Awesome. Okay, breathing in, breathe out, push back up. I believe we've got, is it 2 more or 1 more? Let's do 2 more. Breathing in, breathing out, slowly down. Nice, breathe in, breathe out to lift. Okay, let's go 1 more. So arms up. Okay, as slow as you can, down. And 1 more time, pushing back up. Excellent, nice work. Okay, now we're going to press our feet flat onto the mat, about shoulder width apart, and also bring our hands into it as well, okay? We're going to lift up into this position here, so hips are up, and then we're going to perform some tricep dips. 5 of these, so bending at the elbows and push back up. Two more. Okay, back up, so hips are up, and then you're now going to try to lift one leg off and hold there. 3, 2, 1, push back down, other leg, hips up and lift. 3, 2, 1, other leg, lift, nice. 3, 2, 1, keep those hips up, don't let them sag, other leg. 3, 2, 1, feet back on, another 5 tricep dips. So don't let your bottom touch the mat, so you're just hovering the bottom and then push back through with those arms. Nice. 1 more. Okay, let's do 1 more round of these lifts, leg lifts. Hold. Keep those shoulders strong and down. Change over, lift. 3, 2, 1, change. 3, 2, 1, last one, lift. 3, 2, 1, 5 more tricep dips to finish this one off. Pushing up, strong in those elbows. 3 more. Last one. Nice. Okay, take a rest, shake those arms out. We're going to spin over onto the side next and do our obliques. Okay, so you choose what side, because then we'll do the other side afterwards. Okay, so choose a side, any side. Okay, so the first one is we're going to bend that bottom leg and keep that other one straight. And then we're going to go up into a side plank and we'll hold that position. Okay, so arm up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to lift and hold. Okay, stay holding and see if you can lift that top leg up and back down 5 times without moving those hips. Nice. 2 more. Okay, drop that foot back down. Now you are going to lower that hip down and then push it back up. So we're dropping a hip down to the mat and then pushing back up. 3 more. 2, 1, and final hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a rest, drop that hip down. So we're going to do that set one more time, and this time you can choose if you want to straighten that bottom leg, okay? So it'll be straighter in that bottom leg, and that will lift off as well, okay? If that first set felt around the right difficulty, repeat the same, keep that leg bent, okay? Totally up to you. All right, I'll try the straight leg version. You can change in between as well, okay? Let's go. So we'll go for a hold first. Lift and hold. Okay, and then see if you can lift that top leg up 5 times. Nice. 2 more. Nice. Okay, now drop the hip down and push back up. Hip down and back up. Nice. 3 more. Doing great. Nice. Okay, let's spin around, change sides to the other side. Okay, we're going to repeat that same sequence on the other side. Okay, so onto the elbow and your choice of bent or straight. Try to do the same as what you did last time so you're nice and even. So let's go bent first. Okay, ready, and lift up first. And we'll do a hold first, get everything nice and aligned. Okay, and then see if you can lift that top leg up without moving everything else. 5 times. Nice. Okay, now drop the hip down, push back up. Nice. 3 more. Okay, take a little rest, and then we'll repeat that same sequence. So now you can choose that bent bottom leg or straight bottom leg. Okay, let's do it. Lift up first and hold. Okay, now see if you can lift that top leg up and back down. Nice. Doing great. Awesome. Okay, and now we've got those hip dips. Dropping the hip down, push back up. Doing great. 3 more. Last one. Nice. And have a little rest. Grab a little drink of water if you need. The next exercises we'll do sort of front facing. Okay, so with the next ones, what we're going to do is start in a tabletop position. So that's hands and knees about shoulder width apart. Okay. And what we're going to do is knee hovers. So you're going to lift your knees off the mat so your toes are pressing down, and you're going to hover kneecaps off the mat, and you're holding that position there. Nice. 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop back down. Okay, now what we're going to do is flip those toes back over, and we're going to lift an arm in the opposite leg, kind of like the opposite to what we did before, but now we're facing forward. Hold that position. Back down and change over. Nice and simple. And change. So you're doing about a 3-second hold at the top before changing over. Nice. Change. Good. Let's go one more. Nice. Okay, now we're going to do it on our toes. Okay, so we're going to go into a plank first. So onto hands and toes. Okay, these are pretty hard. I think they're called like extended Superman. What you're going to try to do, let's try just the arm first. So you're going to see if you can lift one arm up and hold that for 3 seconds. Nice. Okay, change over. Other arm. Up. Okay, if that's fairly manageable, you can add in those legs as well. So we're trying to lift our arm and the leg. Nice. Good. Arm and the leg. 3, 2, 1. And then change. These are pretty tricky, so bear in mind you can stick with just the arms if you prefer. You don't need to add in the legs as well if it's hard enough. If you want the extra challenge, that's when you can add that leg to it as well. These are awesome climbing complementary strength training exercises. A lot of balance required. Nice, let's go for 2 more, so 1 more on each arm. Good, try to hold to 3 seconds at the top. Awesome, rest. So let's do a little stretch here so you can sit into the hips, and we just push those hands down into the mat and just take a little break there. Okay, now we're going to drop down onto the elbows. So we'll go elbows and toes like a prone hold. We'll do 1 hold to get us going, okay? So onto the toes, and then you're going to hold that position there, okay? Make sure your lower back is sort of tucked into the tailbone, so you're not like arching your back like that, okay? You want to keep that tucked up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the belly, have a rest. And then the next one, we're going to do a hold, and then we're going to do leg lifts as well, okay? So you'll know what I mean when we do those, okay? So we'll do a hold first, just like before, okay? Just to get us aligned, okay? And then what you're going to try to do is tap your leg out to the outside of your mat, and then back, and then change sides, all while holding that prone hold. So tapping the toe out, and back in, out, back in, nice. Awesome job. Good. Let's see if you can do another 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, drop the belly, take a rest. Nice, and we'll do a little stretch in between. So you're going to push up onto the hands and stretch up. And then take like a glance behind your shoulder. So you're doing a little twist as well. Doing great. Okay, so the next one is prone twist. So same starting position with the elbows and the toes, but this time we're going to drop our hip all the way to one side and then to the other. Okay, so we're twisting up and over. Nice, good job. Keeping both elbows onto the mat, so you don't want to be lifting one elbow off. And you want to imagine you're like rolling your stomach over like a beach ball. So you're lifting it up and over. Nice. Good. Six more. Keep that twist going. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work. If you want, you can do that little stretch rest as well. Lifting back up and then a couple of twists. Okay, so the next ones we're going to do is back extension exercises, and these are super important for climbing because it's working all of our upper back muscles. Okay, so what we're going to do is go airplane arms, so arms out wide, palms facing down. Okay, and then you're going to lift up and you're going thumbs up to the ceiling, and you're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together while you're lifting your chest and your head up and holding there. So you should feel the muscles between your shoulder blades working. 3, 2, 1, nice, rest, palms back down. Okay, let's go for another, and lift. So thumbs up to the ceiling, good, squeezing the shoulder blades like you're trying to squeeze like a pencil in between your shoulder blades. 3, 2, 1, rest. And up. And hold. These are awesome as well if you're doing a lot of work from home, like sitting at a desk or a computer. It's one that opens up the shoulders, really good for your spine. 3, 2, 1, nice work. Let's go 2 more of these, okay? And lift, thumbs up to the ceiling, arms up, shoulder blades squeezing. 3, 2, 1, awesome. Let's go 1 more. And lift. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice, and then we'll do a wee push up again and just stretch out the spine and a little twist. And pushing up, so we just do a little stretch as well, so sitting into the hips and push your hands down into the mat. Kind of cool child's pose if you do yoga. Okay, I've got a good forearm blaster for us to finish off. And this one requires you to stand back up. I'll just check the time. Oh, we're doing all right. Okay. So you're going to stand back up. And we're going to try for 3 minutes. This might be quite hard. Stopwatch. So for 3 minutes, we're going to basically be trying to get really pumped in the forearms. For people especially that don't have any climbing wall space or hangboard, this is a great way just to keep those forearms actually activated. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to be standing up, okay, and we're doing 10 of these. You're like grabbing, imagine you're grabbing something and then flicking it away. Okay, and then lifting up your arms and doing the same. 10 of those. Really grab those fingers and flick them away. Okay, now go wide. Same thing. We're going to see if we can do this for 3 minutes continuous. It's like climbing a long route. Okay, back to forward. Up. Your forearms might already be feeling a little bit pumped. Out. Try to keep that power going with the fingers, so really trying to grab something and flick it away. Forward. Back up. It's been 1 minute. We got 2 minutes to go. Out. Who's pumped? Forward. Up. We are halfway there. Out. Forward. Doing great. Keep it going. Keep those flicks powerful. Up. Out. Okay, 1 minute to go. Forward. Up. Keep going. Out. Forward. Okay, 30 seconds. Up. Out. Fifteen seconds. Forward. Almost there. up. We're going to finish with the up. And let's do 10 really fast ones. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it out. Who finds that pumpy? That's hard, eh? Yeah, it's so hard. I remember I did these like every day and I just got more pumped than I would like climbing. It's so good. And I reckon then like if 3 minutes feels quite long, just put on like a song and just try to do it through the duration of the song because it's less like painful. But yeah, you should be getting some nice blood flow now into those fingertips and into the forearms. This is really good if you do have a home board. It's quite a good warm up as well. You don't need to do 3 minutes, but you might do 1 minute because then it actually gets those the blood flow happening in the forearms, especially when you don't have a climbing wall to just like go on jugs and stuff like that. Sound good? Whew. Okay, what we're going to do is some climbers stretches. So the typical stretches that climbers neglect that need work on, we're going to work on that. And it just gives you an idea of some stretches that you can incorporate as well. Okay, we're going to start back on the mat for this one, and we're going to work more like hips and legs first. So drop that down. Okay, so we're going to go back to your mat. And we're going to do a hip stretch first. You're going to put one foot in front of the other. And then you're going to sit into the hips. And then if your knee is on a soft surface and you want to try to lift that back leg up, you can try that as well. If you're on something hard, it might hurt your knee, so you can stay with the other one. Okay, keep your legs where they are, but you're going to flick that into a heel, the front leg. So we're going to work on a stretch through the hamstrings. You're going to try to reach towards the mat. And then you're going to bring in your chest down towards your knee until you're feeling a stretch underneath here, okay? Awesome, let's change those legs over. So the other leg, hip stretch first. And then if you want, you can lift that back leg. And then the hamstrings, so stab the heel down into the mat. And then you're trying to bring your chest down towards your thigh. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to stretch out our forearms and our wrists. So you're just going to sit forward like this, and then you're going to place your hands down onto the mat so your fingertips are pressing forward. And then we're going to stretch out. So you're going to bring your body weight over until you're feeling a stretch in the forearms or in the wrists. Try to spread your fingers out like as flat as you can. I know as climbers, they tend to curl in this position. So make sure they're really flat into the mat. Cool. Okay, now we're going to spin around so your fingertips are facing you and your forearms are facing away. And then now we're going to push back. Same thing until you feel enough of a stretch in the front of the forearms. And you're going to hold. So if you are doing any hangboarding or climbing at home, these are good to do at the end as well, so you don't get too stiff. Sweet, and then last one of these, you can actually turn this way. So the backs of your hands are down onto the mat, fingertips facing you, and then you're going to push back towards you. Okay, and this one gets to stretch up through here. All right, and a couple of circles there. And you can just push out your arms. Okay, back to the lower body. So we're going to sit into like a, I don't know, this is called a butterfly maybe. Okay, so you're going to press your elbows down onto the legs and then you're going to bring your chest towards the feet. So you're using your elbows to push your knees down and open. So you should be feeling a bit of a stretch like in the hips here. Awesome. Okay, and then what you're going to do is 10 pulses. So you're trying to actively press those knees out. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay, into a straddle. And you don't need to go too wide and crazy with this, just like what feels relatively comfortable in this position here. Okay, flicking those toes up. Nice, and then you're going to bring like your chest, twist all the way down and see if you can come down towards the other foot, okay? If that's too much, aim to maybe touch your knee and then push your chest down towards that knee. And other side, so twist all the way over, chest facing the knee, and then drop. Awesome, and then through the middle, if you can reach your hands on the mat, and then you're going to press down. Okay, and then you can just fold your legs or whatever is comfortable for you to sit in this position. We're going to do some stretches up here because these guys get pretty tight. If you're even just sitting around at home, these get really tight. So what you're going to do is bring your ear to one shoulder. And then you're going to use your other hand to like press down. So you're trying to create a stretch that goes all the way down there on the neck and the shoulder. Awesome, other side. Relax. Okay, and then we're going to do some twisting. So if you can get back to your mat, we're going to twist. So you're trying to just create a bit of a twist happening in your lower back. And you're using this arm to like help you twist a bit more if you want a bit more of that twist. Other side. Nice. And then lastly, we're just going to bring our feet forward, touch your knees, and then you're just going to bring sort of your chest down towards your thighs. And if you can flick those toes up as a bonus, it gets to stretch under the calves as well. And release. Nice job. All right, that concludes our little session this morning. I'll just try to find a better view.
Thank you so much, Cirrus, for running that.
It's all good. So what we're going to do now is if anyone has any questions on what we covered today or like your own training, lockdown training, motivation, climbing, hangboarding, anything at all, fire away. All else, yeah, definitely I'll see you next time we do one of these. Have you got no questions?
Cirrus, I do have a question.
Yes.
Just for pain, like where the triceps attaches to the elbow, I've been getting quite bad pain in there just on climbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the front there or underneath?
No, it's underneath. It's like I'm pretty sure it's like the tricep tendon here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it hurt while you're climbing or? Okay.
Yeah, only when I'm climbing, like no other time.
I'd probably recommend warming up a bit longer because it's probably your tendon that's not warm. Like your muscles might feel warm, but the tendons take a bit longer. So it might be a case of trying to warm that up, like even doing those pulses that we did, because that gets the blood flow happening. Some stretches, and definitely like start on easy holds. And maybe if you've got access to a hangboard, you could do some like bent arm hangs to warm up, because that warms up the tendon there. Okay, if you're just warming up with straight arms, that's not warming up the tendon as much as if you were to bend those elbows. So you do like maybe a couple of those bent arm holds on like jugs to get that warmed up. But if it's still kind of flaring up, you might need to see like a physio to get like an ultrasound or something just to see what's happening, because it might be like a nerve damage. So just, yeah, be mindful of that.
Cool, thank you very much. It was an awesome session.
Thank you. Hi, Zane. Thanks, Zane. Any other questions at all?
There's one in the comments from Sophie about improving grip strength.
Any tips on? Okay, if you have no hangboard or climbing wall and you want to improve your grip strength, I recommend first off is doing the exercise we did and do like multiple sets of those every day, because it's surprisingly pumpy and is no equipment at all. Okay. Other way would be like if you've got a drink bottle or like a can or something, you can still do like extensions. Okay, you can still do flexions and rotation stuff. Okay, without having a hangboard or anything, and that still works the forearms and the grip strength. Or you can, if you've got any dumbbells at home, you can do those exercises. And yeah, if you've got access to like a bar or something in level 2, you might have go to a playground, you might be able to get on a bar and then be able to do some hangs like that.
Hey, Cirrus.
Hi, Maddie.
Oh no.
Is it just me or do you sound like a robot?
Yeah. Maddie does sound like a robot.
I wrote it in the comments as well, if that's easier. Just asking, is the recording?
Yes. Yeah. So we've recorded the workout, so you can.
Yeah. Awesome.
I don't know.
Cool. Thank you.
Where it will be available, but it'll be available somewhere, so you can repeat it. I recommend like if you're not doing any training whatsoever, you can do this workout about 3 times a week, and it'll get easier, definitely, for sure. Like you'll get more familiar with the exercises. First time's always a bit harder because you're like trying to watch me and it's a bit trickier. So you'll get more familiar. But yeah, I reckon like 3 times a week, if you've got no other training you're doing, it's just a good base strength.
Cool. Thanks so much for sharing.
That's all good. You can also do feet on the ground door frame fingerboard repeaters, Zane. Yes, you can. That's actually a pretty good idea. Trying to scroll back. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question about comp climbing and how to stay calm. Maybe when you're, if you so happen to get into finals or something, how do you, or even just like in a general round, really, because people get really nervous then too. Just how to stay calm or like perform how you usually would when you're usually climbing.
I think the important thing with comp is to keep your mental game pretty strong. So try to think of like each boulder or each climb is just like that's all you're focusing on for that 4 minutes or whatever, how long you've got, and try not to think about like where everyone else got, or try to think about, or not thinking about like what the next climb's going to be like. Just literally being like as present as possible and just focusing on the like literally the next move and the next hold and how you're going to get the next hold. And then when you come down, you can kind of reset rather than thinking about like, oh, everyone else topped this and I'm not, and stuff like that. yeah, it's just about being like as present as possible. And like before I like start a boulder in finals, the last thing that goes through my mind is have fun, because that literally just like calms me and makes me go like, oh, it's something I love doing, so why am I like stressed and anxious about it, you know? So literally it's the last thing I do before pulling on. It's just have a go, have fun, and it just kind of relaxes you.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you.
Speaking of competitions, are you planning to go to Opens Nationals if it
Hi
happens?
Phoebe. Yes, you have to be there.
Yeah, I'm planning to.
Except we don't know when it's going to be now, because it's it was open bouldering was meant to happen in September, and now it's probably going to be postponed. But yeah, I'm planning to be there, so hopefully see you there as well. Yeah.
Cool.
Any other questions about training or motivation during lockdown or anything at all?
Eli has something in the comments.
Where's your favorite indoor gym and outdoor crag? Oh, okay. I guess where I train in Christchurch is basically Uprising, because it's the only bouldering facility in Christchurch. Although I'm pretty excited about Boulder Co opening. That looks pretty epic, so that will probably become my new favorite. Outdoor crag, I enjoy going to Castle Hill. I actually really enjoy Wanaka for sport climbing. I think it's got a huge range, and it's sort of the style that I really like. It's really accessible, and yeah, there's just a lot there. So I'll probably say, yeah, Wanaka. I want to be the strongest ever. What do you reckon? Strongest ever?
Toby.
Very open question. Honestly, just consistency. It's such a boring answer, but it's just being as consistent as possible and starting with like small steps, and not, I mean, maybe having more of a realistic goal that you can actually measure, because saying strongest ever is like very hard to measure. Like you might already be there, but for example, it might be like, I want to be able to do 8 pull-ups. That's a very measurable goal. So start with, yeah, I reckon start with that. And yeah, be consistent, have a plan. Don't just do what everyone else is doing, because we're all different.
Toby.
Boulder is going into sport climbing. Awesome question. So from Florence, any recommendations for Boulder is going into sport climbing? Obviously the thing you're going to struggle most with is endurance and probably efficiency of climbing, and like knowing when to clip and when's like a good position to be able to clip from without gassing out. So if you do have access to a bouldering gym, you can definitely train sport climbing. I recommend using the circuit board for that, and you can do laps on that and actually practice like positions where you want to shake out. So for example, you could do like a lap on the circuit board and find like one position on the circuit board where you can rest and actually hang off and like actually rest. You might want to pretend you're doing a pretend clip, chalk up, okay, and then continue the lap. So as if you're actually going to do a sport climb. The big mistake people do is climb too fast on the circuit board, and then you're not actually working your endurance because you're climbing too fast. Okay, you don't climb that fast when you're sport climbing, especially outdoors on a route you've never done before. It's very slow. There's a lot of trial and error in figuring out where you're going and clipping. So I reckon go slower on the circuit board, and yeah, practice rest positions as well, because that's the main thing that boulderers aren't as good at.
Cool, thank you.
I have a question about fear of falling and how to get, well, not desensitized, but just how to relax a whole lot more.
Are we talking more bouldering or lead climbing? I guess it doesn't matter too much.
Lead climbing, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Practice lead falls indoors with a belayr you trust. Yeah. So start with maybe just just clipping, the first 4 draws and then just climbing slightly above the draw, and then practice jumping off and getting your body used to how to actually react and push your feet out and all of that, because then you're training your body to like know what to do if you were to accidentally fall. Another good one is that the belay is in control. So you're climbing, and the belay says fall and you have to let go. Doesn't matter where you are, and you're practicing that. Even if you're like mid-clip and you haven't clipped yet and they say fall, you're like, oh, you practice letting go, because it might actually happen. Okay, you might have a foot slip and fall, or you might fumble clip, get too tired, and you'll end up falling. So yeah, practice indoors in a safe environment first, and then sort of take it outdoors, and do about like 5 each session, because the first one's usually quite bad and then they get better and better. So try to do 5 each lead session if you can. Yeah, definitely. It's something that you need to just practice often. No one likes it. Yeah, you just get more used to like your body knowing how to react to it.
Right. Yeah, I think I've done quite a bit of falling practice in the gym, but as soon as it gets outside, my mind just kind of switches. And because like the when you're inside, the walls are flat. Like sometimes there are volumes, but they're not really usually things that stick out. But as soon as you're outside, there's all these things that like bulge, and you just like, it's a lot more freaky for me for some reason.
It is, yeah, you're way more exposed, and you're right, there's more jaggedy parts that get in the way, for sure. But it's just about practicing, and especially if it's a hard climb, you don't want the fear of falling to actually like affect your performance. Okay, so maybe you want to try it on top rope first. Okay, that's fine, and then try it on lead and practice the falls in areas that you think you might fall on purpose. Okay, and then go for the send. Because you don't want to be climbing and then like you're actually feeling okay, but your head's going, oh no, what if I fall? And then you actually don't, you might have the strength and capabilities to climb it. So get the falls out of the way first, and then you might realize, oh, it's not actually that bad, or I know how it's going to feel, and that's okay. And then you're more likely to have a clearer mind to be able to climb something harder.
Gotcha. Cool.
Any tips for nutrition and fueling enough? Nutrition's hard because everyone's obviously got different thoughts around that, especially now. I keep it super simple. I don't count anything. I literally just eat what I feel like my body needs for the exercise and the demands for that day. Okay, so if I'm having a hard climbing session or training in the gym, then I'm going to eat more, and I'm going to eat stuff that fuels my session. So like loading up on food like some like carbohydrates and protein before and after is really important. And I just eat more because obviously you're demanding more of your body, so you just need more nutrition. Okay, on days that are very chill and rest, like I'm having a rest day, then I just eat less. Okay, keep it simple. Think of it as think of what you're eating as fuel. Okay, is this going to fuel me to be able to do what I want to do for today? Keep it super simple. I think also with the timing, it's kind of important. So with climbing, I know a lot of you will usually climb in the evenings, like after work. So you just kind of go like 6 p.m. to like 9 p.m. and then you haven't had dinner yet. Okay, so a big thing around that is try to eat something 2 hours before you start climbing. So if that means having a snack at 4 p.m., have that, rather than just waiting for dinner at like 9 or 10 p.m. when you go home. Okay, because that's too late. You've just gone way too many hours without fueling yourself. So I would definitely have something 2 hours before training or climbing. Okay. Also interested to know if you take your cycle into consideration. Sorry, boys, about this question. In training, if so, how? This is like a big hot topic at the moment, which is great. Basically, everyone's body works differently every month, whether you're a guy or a girl. Okay, obviously girls have that consistent monthly thing. So I actually use an app called Fitter Woman. There's heaps of apps that you can use, and basically you can log when you're having your cycle, and then it tells you what training you should do during what week, and also what foods you should be having during that week. Okay, so try it out. Usually week 2
so like straight after your period, you're like the strongest ever. So if you can like plan having a climbing trip or like try a hard project or a hard bouldering problem in that week, that is like your week to strive. Okay, week 4 is like your crappiest week. That's when you just want to do like stretching, mobility, yoga, light stuff, not too much intense training, because you're just going to feel tired and not as strong that week. But obviously sometimes we can't plan around that, especially comps just happen. They're not going to take into account when you're having your period. So you've just got to learn what to manage and what works for you. And I reckon just trial and error. Like write down, like on some days when you have an awesome session, write it down in your calendar. And then other days you might have a really bad session and you're wondering why. If you do this for a few months, you actually might find some, like you might actually see some patterns, and then you can kind of work around that. But it's taken me like 2 years of using this app for me to even notice some patterns now, and then be like, oh, that's interesting to know. It's just a note, like it's just like anyone, right? Some weeks you feel stronger than others. Okay, so just because you were able to do 10 pull-ups last week and now you can do 2, that's actually quite normal. Sometimes you just feel way weaker on other weeks. You've not done anything different. That's just how it is. Any other questions? Do we have a Zoom time limit, Amika? Oh no, we're good. We're good.
No, we're all good.
Excellent.
We're finishing right on time.
Who has a hangboard or access to a wall during lockdown? Not many.
Yeah, I've got a wall and a hangboard.
Are you using it more in lockdown?
So much more.
Okay.
It's painful because it's a 50-degree wall. And
Oh my God.
if you know Angus Kirk, it's his wall. So it's just pinches and slopers, and it's really hard to train endurance on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. At least it's something, right?
Yeah. I mean, do you have like any experience or tips like trying to train endurance when you've got like 2 meters of climbing to 2 meters of height to make use of, or less?
It's probably actually almost. Do you have a hangboard as well, Dominic?
Yeah, I do.
You're probably better off doing endurance on a hangboard with holds that you can actually manage, rather than trying to pull on something so steep on holds that are really hard, because then you're not training endurance.
It's truth. Yeah.
Yeah. You're just training like finger strength and power, and then you're off. Yeah. So you're probably better off going to your hangboard and going on some more finger friendly holds and actually trying to hang multiple reps on that, rather than like a short burst on that wall. Yeah, because that was going to improve like definitely your power and strength and finger strength on pinches, but because it's so difficult and it's 2 meters, you're not really working your endurance as much or as effective as maybe just a hangboard with some better holds.
Yeah. Do you have any advice, say, for people who don't have a wall at all but still want to train climbing specific movements, like any alternatives to like movement drills training?
Not much, to be honest. If you literally have nothing, it's probably a case of it's the best time for you to work on some basic body weight strength and balance. If you literally have nothing, because then at least you're going to top up your strength for when you can climb again. Then your movements will feel easier because you've got that strength. I know there's all sorts of things you could try, but it's pretty desperate if you literally have nothing. So I reckon it's probably a good chance for these couple of weeks, hopefully not too much longer, just focusing on areas that you think you're weaker. Maybe it's time to sort of rehab a bit of an ongoing injury or something like that. It's the perfect time for that, and actually give the climbing aspect just a bit of a break, but actually focus on other strengths. Definitely core strength can be worked on, and that will help massively when you can climb again.